It's a Christmas controversy in Woodland. The city today moved a nativity scene out of a public park, ending a decades-old tradition after a handful of complaints. But the nativity set isn't gone. Instead, it's found a new home. Fox 12's Kendra Kent spoke with city leaders and people living in Woodland. She's live tonight with the story. Kendra?
Yeah, we got reaction on both sides, and we are standing in front of this new home. The mayor of Woodland tells me that he personally sought out this location. This is an empty lot. You can see the scene set up behind me. We're at Gorig Street and Buckeye Street. Now, city leaders say they didn't want to move the nativity scene, but they made the decision after the city attorney advised that having a religious display on public property is unconstitutional, both at the federal and state level. Located just off I-5 as you enter Woodland, Mary, Jesus, and Joseph can't be missed. And that's just how the city of Woodland wants it, after city leaders say recent complaints forced them to move the nativity scene off public property over to this privately owned lot. Its new home just down the street from where it once sat at Horseshoe Lake Park every December for decades. Jenny Tingley used to be able to see it from her home.
When they put little baby Jesus out, and I didn't think it was offensive at all. I thought it added to the look of our town when it's the holidays.
According to the city, the nativity scene itself is privately owned, but they've allowed the manger to be set up at the public park for the last 30 to 40 years. City leaders say they don't ever recall getting complaints until this year. They've received a handful over just the last week.
I wrote the mayor and the city manager and said, hey, I'm just not quite sure if this is in keeping with what the law allows.
Mark McVeigh says he's happy the city responded so quickly, calling the new location.
That's a fantastic compromise. Believe me, I'm not anti-religious. I think it's great. I love this holiday season. I have a Christmas tree up myself. But it just made me a little bit uncomfortable to have that on public land.
But with the move, now more backlash. The city told us it's now received dozens of messages and calls from people who preferred the old location. And even though Jenny Tingley is disappointed, she's glad the Woodland tradition will still continue.
We'll have to drive up the road when we go to the coffee place and we can look at it then.
And Mayor Will Finn sent us this statement that reads in part, as one of the city caretakers, I believe the move was for the best interest of the city and for all of us. I personally see the nativity as a symbol of Christmas and feel comfort when seeing it displayed. I'm also grateful for the community's understanding of this difficult but important decision. This move puts the nativity in more of a visible location within our city while respecting the public nature of public property. Reporting tonight live in Woodland, Kendra Kent, Fox 12 Oregon.